You won't believe what happened next. The camera zooms in on a little girl clutching a worn teddy bear, her wide innocent eyes fixed on 5 sharply dressed men in suits. Behind her, the towering glass windows of a luxurious penthouse cast long shadows, and her mother, the elegant CEO Catherine Moore, stands tall, hiding her trembling hands behind her back. "Sweetheart," Catherine says, forcing a smile, "you can choose a new father today." Shocking? Yes. Unthinkable? Definitely. But there was a reason Catherine believed she had no other choice, and what her daughter picked would change all of their lives forever. Before we go deeper, if stories like this touch your heart and keep you on the edge of your seat, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, because this is one story you'll never forget. Catherine Moore wasn't just any CEO. She had built her empire from scratch after her husband passed away in a tragic accident 3 years ago. Since then, she'd become colder, busier, and more determined than ever to give her daughter, Lily, the perfect life. But Catherine's idea of perfect was, well, complicated. She wanted Lily to grow up with not only wealth but also the right male role model. That's why, after endless matchmaking and business dinners, she handpicked 5 wealthy men, all powerful, all well-connected, and presented them to her 8-year-old daughter as potential fathers. The 5 men smiled politely, each bringing expensive gifts, diamond pendants, a puppy with a gold collar, designer dresses. Lily's small hands accepted them without a word. She wasn't shy, but she wasn't impressed either. Her eyes kept drifting past the glittering gold, toward the far end of the room, where a man in an old janitor uniform was quietly mopping the marble floor. That man was Daniel. Daniel was a widowed single dad himself, raising a boy just a year older than Lily. He worked night shifts cleaning the very building Catherine's company owned. His face carried the tiredness of someone who'd been knocked down by life more than once, but there was kindness in his eyes. He had been told to keep his head down, but when Lily smiled at him, he froze for a second. He wasn't part of this world. He had no reason to even be noticed here. And yet, in that moment, someone had noticed. When Catherine finally asked Lily to choose, the room fell silent. The 5 men straightened their ties, confident. Lily scanned each face, then, without hesitation, she walked past them all. Past the diamonds. Past the gold. And she stopped in front of Daniel. "This one," she said softly. "I want him to be my new dad." The room erupted into awkward coughs and shocked whispers. Catherine's jaw dropped. "Lily, honey, you don't understand." "I do," Lily interrupted. "He smiled at me like Daddy used to. And he looks like he would come to my school plays." Her words hit Catherine harder than any business failure ever could. Because Lily was right, she hadn't smiled like that in years, and none of the rich men in suits would ever have time for plays or bedtime stories. Still, Catherine was stubborn. She pulled Lily aside, whispering, "Sweetheart, he's just a janitor. He can't give you the things you need." Lily hugged her teddy tighter. "He can give me the things I miss." That night, Catherine couldn't sleep. She kept replaying the look in her daughter's eyes, the pure, simple longing for warmth. For love. And the truth was, Catherine herself hadn't felt real kindness from anyone in a long time. Over the next few weeks, she accidentally ran into Daniel more often. At first, it was awkward. She was used to talking to executives, not quiet men who fixed broken lights and mopped floors. But then she noticed how Daniel treated everyone, the receptionist, the delivery boy, even stray cats that wandered into the building's back alley. He didn't talk about himself much, but one day, while fixing a jammed office door, he shared his story. His wife had died young, and he worked 2 jobs to keep his son in school. He never complained, never asked for pity. One rainy evening, Catherine saw him outside, shielding his son with an old umbrella, making sure the boy's shoes didn't get soaked. Something in her chest shifted. She began to wonder if maybe, just maybe, Lily had seen what she hadn't. But not everything was simple. Word got out that the CEO was mingling with a janitor. Rumors spread. Business partners frowned. Catherine's own mother told her she was ruining the family's image. Catherine was torn between her polished world of status and her daughter's innocent choice. The breaking point came at Lily's school play. Catherine had promised to attend, but a sudden investor meeting threatened to keep her away. She was about to cancel when she saw Daniel sitting in the front row early, with flowers in his hand. For Lily. And when Lily stepped on stage and saw him, her smile lit up the whole room. Catherine slipped in quietly, sitting beside him. As she watched her daughter perform, she realized something: no deal, no business empire, no amount of money could buy this feeling. That night, Catherine made her choice. She invited Daniel and his son over for dinner. It was awkward at first, expensive dishes on the table, but laughter in the air. Lily sat beside Daniel the whole time, and for once, Catherine didn't correct her. Over time, they grew into a family. It wasn't about perfect wealth anymore, but about perfect moments: pancakes on Saturday mornings, movie nights in mismatched pajamas, small hands held tightly on walks to school. Catherine even learned to laugh more, the real, unpolished kind. In the end, Catherine told her daughter, "You were right. You didn't just choose a dad. You chose love." And if you're listening to this right now,